Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, thanks once again for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. I'm joined in studio by somebody who truly gives back to the community in many ways. Elliot Middleton, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am so happy that you were on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what you do and why?
Well, pretty much my name is Elliot Middleton. I'm from a small fishing village called McClellinsville, South Carolina. And what my organization does, which is the name of that is Middleton's Village to Village Foundation. We go around, we collect cars and we fix them up and we donate them to folks in need, particularly in rural unpopulated areas that does not have like Ubers, taxis, ways to get around. We help folks out like that and just try to make sure that if somebody is in need, we try to help them out as best we can.
And on top of that, you also have a restaurant.
Have a barbecue restaurant. We're going to reopen on January the 19th. It's located in Owendale, South Carolina. That's 5105 US Highway 17 in Owendale. And we also started our mobile food truck venture, and that you may see all around the Lowcountry in probably about 5 different counties so far.
I know you're going to say that it feels awesome, but how does it feel whenever you're actually able to donate a car, see that reaction? What is that like?
Well, the experience with that is the first one, it blew you away and you're kind of like, I like that feeling. So now you want to do it again and you want to do it again. So it's it's very addictive, and it's not, just from the excitement, the surprise from them. You always want to be in, like, it's just addictive. You want more cars so you can bless more people.
Yeah. And why food? Why barbecue? Is this something you've always loved?
It's just living out in the rural areas. Like as a young man, you had to be around your great grandparents or your grandparents always cooking. So you always learned, how to cook. You've learned how to cook different things. You harvest different things out of the fields. So it's always, it's just always been a love of mine. And from besides mechanics, it's always been cooking. So second part of my life, I wanted to venture off into food and beverage and, enjoy doing that, and wanted to still remain working on cars. It's a weird combination, but it works.
It's the best of both worlds, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me, what's in the works for 2024?
So right now, like I said, we just got through with our 100th car donation. We are in the need of more vehicles because, we get a lot of vehicles, and most of the vehicles there are not, up to par as far as getting back on the road. So we have to take maybe 7 vehicles, and then we may use those 7 vehicles to part out one to make another one work. So you may get 2 or 3 cars out of those 7 vehicles. So we're always hunting for cars. We're always looking for donations for cars. Just being able to get around and actually seeing the different situations in rural, unpopular, small areas. Food brings everybody together, and good things bring everybody together. So that's trying to do the best of both worlds.
You took the words right out of my mouth, man.
Yes,
I was going to say the exact same thing. All right, where can people stop by and give it a try again?
5105 US Highway 17 in Owendale, South Carolina. Telephone number that you can call us at, and I'll answer that phone as best I can whenever I can. 843-928-4RIB. That's 4742. And you'll be able to contact us there all throughout the week. We specialize mainly in a lot of catering and carry out on this go around of the restaurant. So it's kind of like a carry out restaurant. It gives you more of a Pizza Hut vibe, to where you can come in, you can order, or you can do a delivery. We're working hopefully with 3 vehicles that we can always be out in the commute area. And also being that the fact that we're in a rural area, I'm offering deliveries to that rural area because, you got kids that live there, they'll never get a chance to experience the pizza man coming to the door. But you'll be able to hopefully get an opportunity to experience the barbecue man coming to the door. So that's one of the outlooks that I want to do for the rural area.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. Today I'm joined in studio by Becky from the Champion Autism Network. Becky, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Tell me, how did you get involved with CAN in the first place?
I created CAN.
Okay.
So I have a son who's high functioning on the spectrum. We relocated here from the South Jersey area 11 years ago. And you know, there's all these wonderful organizations that support the person with autism, you know, therapies and speech and ABA, but there's nothing for the family. And so we started in 2013 with our sensory friendly movies. People came out to them and they were so excited to be somewhere where everybody got it and understood. They asked what else was there. So we took surveys and collected data, and we started a training program for restaurants because that was the number one thing our parents wanted to do. So we started to educate restaurants, and then I was like, okay, if you're gonna, like I said, invite the autism world to come out and play, everybody needs to know how to treat them and what's going on. So the travel initiative started in 2016, and that's when we became a 501c3 and incorporated, and we've just been kind of off and running ever since.
You're really covering all the bases though, from the educational standpoint to actually just providing them something to do. But from your standpoint, what has it felt like being able to actually educate somebody that had no idea what autism was? How does that feel to you as a mom too?
It's really wonderful and refreshing, you know, and it's not embraced by everybody or every business, and that's okay, right? We're just happy that most businesses and people in the community feel it's the right thing to do. And really, it's not rocket science. Generally speaking, you know, you just have to kind of lead with love, and like in a restaurant or pretty much anywhere, if you have light switches and a volume control, you're halfway there in supporting people. Then it's just learning tips and tricks about, you know, what to do, how to treat people, these autism families in your restaurants or your stores or at your resorts, and you know what kind of support they might need, and then what to look out for in case there's a runner or an eloper, how to handle that situation.
A little patience goes a long way too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, today we're talking about one of my favorite topics, ice cream, and I'm joined by Chris. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine today.
All right, you guys are Island Treats here on Polly's Island. Tell me about what you guys offer here.
38 different flavors of ice cream, milkshakes, sundaes, hot dogs,
A little bit of everything.
pizza, everything.
Love that. And you guys are a mom and pop shop. You've been here for 7 years, a staple here in the community. What's it like being able to see the smiling faces come through every season and off season as well?
Off season because we're open all year long, same hours, everything. So people don't think people come in for ice cream during January and February, but they do because we have a lot of snowbirds that come down. So, but yeah, it's fantastic to see everybody come in. The kids got the play deck out here to play on and everything, and it just keeps them entertained, and ice cream's a favorite for everybody.
Indeed it is. I was going to say, this is such a pretty location. You guys are right on this little, is it a pond?
It's a little pond,
Little
yes.
pond right here. And kids are able, or adults, are able to feed the ducks and geese.
Ducks, geese, koi fish,
Ooh.
turtles. We got a little bit of everything in the pond.
What is y'all's goal with this business?
Serve God. You come in and people write their Bible verses and everything. When we moved here, we prayed, we did a fast to come here to have Him show us what we're supposed to do. We praise Him for everything that we have.
7 years later, it's definitely worked out well, huh?
It's a blessing.
So one thing you guys do is you want people to be able to enjoy as much as they want to, right?
Correct. When you come in, we have so many flavors that a lot of times it's hard to choose. So we'll let you taste whatever you want. We'll mix and match anything you want into one scoop. If you want 2 flavors, 3 flavors, we could turn that into one scoop for you.
Beautiful, because sometimes you just can't choose. It's so hard.
No, you want to try everything and eat everything.
All right, perfect. I definitely want to do that right after we're done here. But where can people find you guys? What's your address?
We're located in the Island Shops in Pawleys Island.
This segment is sponsored by Palm Mechanics. Well, good morning and thanks for joining us today again on Living Local Carolina. Today I'm joined again by Matt Dix. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, you're the owner of Palm Mechanics and you're working on a job today. It's right behind us. Look
Yes,
at this
ma'am.
beautiful palm tree that you guys have been working on.
Yes, ma'am. We are actually doing some diamond cuts on some Pendo palms, as well as some full service on some Palmetto palms. We work with all species of palms, just get them in a thriving state.
Love it. So the reason why we're doing this segment today is we wanted to be able to show what the process looks like whenever you actually come out to somebody's house and work on these trees. What are some reasons why your customers have called Palm Mechanics instead of trying to do this themselves?
One of the bigger reasons we find is lack of knowledge to the types of palm trees they have and how to care for them properly. Another real big reason is not having the proper tools. You know, we don't use chainsaws on our palm trees. We've spent years dialing in our handcrafted process. Another big reason is ladders. You know, some of these trees can get pretty tall and sketchy. Not to mention the amount of debris that come off of these trees. Transportation issues, no way to really haul this stuff away. Any of those reasons, we're here to help.
And we were looking at some of these palm fronds earlier. Is that what they're called?
These are actually
The
boots. Boots.
The boots.
Yes, ma'am.
He's all about the education, y'all.
Yes, ma'am. Let me
Show
grab
me one of
them
these
for you.
boots. This is why you shouldn't try to do it yourself. You're gonna get hurt.
These things can be pretty messy, pretty rough. If you'll notice, there's spikes on the side here that can cut you, have you bleeding. Also, you'll notice how it's real wet right here. These things actually act as a pocket holding the dirt, creating extra moisture issues, the bugs, the germination. So with us cutting these off, it's a diamond cut, cleaning these trunks up, we basically eliminate those pockets for the pest and get the tree overall just easier to look at and work with.
And I've said this before, but once you see what a good palm tree looks like, you never go back. He has ruined palm trees for me. Whenever I drive around, I know if he's done a palm tree or not. Because, I mean, look at this. It's ridiculous. It looks so much better. And
Thank
it really
you.
just makes you happy to go in your yard.
It does. It does. Thank you.
All right, so you mentioned this before, but you guys do not use chainsaws for a number of reasons. What are some of those reasons?
One of the biggest reasons, really, this is just an example. This side here has been cut with a chainsaw. Looks like you put a beaver in the tree and let him chew on it.
It does.
This side here, super clean, easier to work with. That's our cut. It just makes a big difference on the tools you use and how to care for these trees properly. Tools is the big thing.
And it also gives you the freedom to be able to do these jobs, you know, later at night or early in the morning. We're not making hardly any noise right now, and it's pretty early.
Absolutely. We do night jobs. Some of our motels, when the pools close at night, we go in and we're able to do all of that. First thing in the morning, we kind of slide in, extremely quiet. All the tools we use don't make noise.
Love it. So if somebody's watching right now and they have a palm that they want you to come check out, what are the options on how they can get that taken care of?
We tried our best to make this process as easy as possible. Like most others, we do a on-site free evaluation estimate. And for some of our busier customers, I'd say, we have an online option. You can send us photos of the trees or trees you have concerns about, and we can do an evaluation that way. Basically, you can send us a photo via text, email. You can send us a photo online at our website, Facebook Messenger. Whatever's easiest for you, send those photos in. We'll give an evaluation, shoot you a price that same day. If that's something that we can lock in together, then we'll go ahead and get you set on the schedule. We have a new website, that's paulmechanics843.com, or you can give us a call at 843-455-4456.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.